In this video, let's take a look at how to add a ceiling. Now, there are multiple ways that you can add a ceiling to this particular house. So in order to add a ceiling, you need to go into your ceiling plans, and this is your ceiling plan. Right now we are seeing this the roof plan, the roof as well. What we can do is we can hide it if we wanted to. If it kind of obstructs the view, what we can do is we can hide it, and then we can just add our ceiling. We can go and use the ceiling, or unhide the ceiling afterwards, unhide the roof afterwards. So I can go to ceiling, and then I can just create a basic ceiling by just going into each section. I can also, what I can do is I can sketch a ceiling if I wanted to. Like if I wanted angled ceiling, we can do that as well. Like for example, if I wanted a ceiling here in the middle, maybe I can just do something like that, or perhaps in the up to this point that would be enough. Then what I can do is I can make this have an angle similar to the roof. I can't remember exactly which angle we had. I think it was 1 and 9 and 12, I think. And we can just finish it off. As you can see, if we go into 3D view, so this one is, it seems like the angle is too much. It is, I mean, it seems to be parallel to the roof angle, but this part juts out. So maybe what we can do is we can actually just cut this part off if you wanted to, and that way what happens is, like, what we can do is first, I can just create another ceiling here. So that's there are two ceilings there, and we can just cut these sections off later on. If I go inside the floor plan, I can go into, let's go here, and let's create a view. So here we are seeing this ceiling. Let's make it realistic. Now I can obviously I can change the material of the ceiling, but as you can see, we can create a ceiling that has these angles, right? We can do that quite easily, and with an angular ceiling if I wanted to, and I can change the angle if I wanted to, and that would probably where is it? So this one, if I change the angle by going to edit boundary, and if I change the angle here, say 5, happens is it goes a little bit inside, right? So I can make this 5 and 12 as well, right? And there we go. And then those go inside even further. So I can go back into my 3D view. So there we go. We have this angular ceiling like that, and we can make these walls go up to the roof so that it touches the ceiling, right? That's something that you can do for this angular ceiling. But the easy option is to just create a flat ceiling. I'm just gonna delete these, and let's create some flat ceilings. Now, in order to create a flat ceiling, you just go here and you click on the spaces, and it creates automatic ceilings. Now, the height from the level right now, it says 8 feet. I want really high ceilings, so let's see what the height of our levels are. Right now it says 10 feet. I want to have higher ceilings, so I'm just going to change this to about, say, let's do 12 instead. Let's do 12, and then our ceilings could be at 12. Now I just raised everything up. All the walls get raised because we had a constraint for the walls. They all go up and meet level 2, or the roof level, whatever you called yours here. So let's go into the level 1 plan and architecture and ceiling, and then let's change this to 12 feet. Well, it doesn't allow us to do that because it's the very top end, so let's do 11 feet instead. Now we can do ceilings. So all you need to do is just make sure that to change the ceiling type as well. I'm not gonna have the divisions, the 2x2s or the 2x4. I can have a gypsum wall board on metal stud that can be, or we can add a generic ceiling which just can be a blank ceiling. It's not going to show up in our ceiling plans, but once you go into your 3D view, you have this ceiling here. Right, it's gonna show up like so. Right, so that's gonna be the view that we have, and that's how you add the ceilings. Now another thing that we need to do here is we need to select our walls and make them go up to our roof. So let's do that easily. What we can do is I'm gonna just select all of this, and I'm gonna filter it just to select only the walls, right? And then I'm gonna go say attach top to base and select the roof. All the walls should go and attach itself onto the roof. And if you go into my 3D view, that should show up as well. I can't see much because of the weird angle that I'm at, but there you go. And if I go in and do Enscape, I could probably see what it's gonna look like. But that's that. And now you can go ahead and add lights to this. Another thing that we can do is, like, if I go here to my ceiling plan, well, I can't select it anymore because of the way that it's, but what you can do is just hover over area where you have the ceiling and just tap a couple of times until you see this blue outline, and then click to select the ceiling. So what I want to do is I want to have like a drop ceiling, or a ceiling, not a drop ceiling, but a raised ceiling here. So I'm gonna edit the ceiling. I'm gonna add an opening right there. Right, so once I have the opening, I just drew a rectangle in the middle, and that's how it's gonna look like. And if I go into my 3D view again, let's create a new 3D view. That looks really weird, so I'm gonna go into camera and let's create a 3D view. I'm gonna just make this just a bit larger so that I can see this. So that is our 3D view. If I do realistic, this is how I'm gonna see it. I have this opening in the ceiling. What I can do is I can add a dropped or I can have a raised ceiling here. So I'm gonna go into my level 1 ceiling plan again, and it would be, I think, cool if you can match this with the carpet that we had on the floor. So I'm gonna go into architecture and I'm gonna add a ceiling. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sketch a ceiling. Right now it's at 11 feet, so I'm gonna make it 11 feet and 6 inches. So it's 6 inches above this, so it's like raised 6 inches, like so. And this is gonna be the living room ceiling, like that. Let's go into the 3D view, and I have this raised ceiling. Now what I need to do is, the next thing is just to cover this up. Like, for example, if a person is standing here, they shouldn't be able to see inside of the ceiling, so there needs to be like a soffit going around the ceiling. So let's do that. What I can do is, now this ceiling is at 11 feet, right? This ceiling is at 11 feet, this ceiling is at 11 and 6. So the walls that go around it, the soffit walls that go around this, need to start at 11 feet and end at 11 feet and 6 inches. So I'm going to start at the level 1 flow plan. Well, let's try to do it here. I'm gonna use the wall tool, and if you drop this down, you should find a soffit wall. Well, if you don't have a soffit wall, we can probably create one as well. So let's go ahead and create one, or use something that we have already. In other templates, like the construction template, you would get a soffit wall, but in this template we don't have a soffit wall, and that's okay. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this interior partition, and I'm going to draw a wall around this, and the base offset here is going to be 11 feet because the wall is going to start at 11 feet, and up to level 2, well, what we're going to do is we're going to make it unconnected, and it's going to go up to 11 feet and 6 inches. Alright, and now I just draw a wall around this. There we go, and that's it. So if I go into my 3D view, you see there is a wall around it, there is the ceiling, and we have a nice raised ceiling right there, and you can have some sort of maybe a molding going around as well, so that it makes a little bit more sense. What we can do is we can just go ahead and see how this looks like by using Enscape. So there we go, we have this ceiling. Maybe you can even change the height of it. We can probably bring this ceiling down to say about 11 and 6, and this is 10 and 6, and this could be 11 and 6, so that you have like a proper 1 foot raised ceiling right here. But that's how you do this, and yeah, I think that looks okay.